Hey, baby, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast. We are back in studio. Let's talk some football. Go. The boys are back in town.
We back,
Boys
baby.
are back in
Another
town.
week.
It is NFL Week 5. Preach John back in studio. Boys, how you doing?
What's up?
We doing good. What up?
Recovering from Friday? Y'all have a good time out there?
Still going, bro.
Man, I had to recover all Saturday. It was a wild night, but a great event. Of course, you guys know we did the 2-year anniversary for Vic and his I Love You Say It Back podcast. It was amazing to see all the people come out and support my boy. But yeah, a lot of great people, good comedy show. We had some giveaways, right? So to me, it was beautiful to see. Glad. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, shouts out to Vic, and we celebrated 2 years.
And everybody who showed up, most importantly, we could put all the dope-ass events we want together, but people don't show up, it ain't going to matter. But
it was an amazing event. Can't wait for the next one.
I know, yeah. We quickly wanted to start with that because this is the first episode that we're dropping since the 2-year anniversary, which was on Friday. We're recording this on Sunday night. Man, thank you. Anytime you put something together like that you put a lot of time and effort, and you're like, well, you get nervous about it. You want people to show up. And not only did people show up, like we had way more than expected. And that, it just makes you feel good that our little podcast that we've been working at so hard, we did that, so that felt good. And now, introduced the boys to a lot of people out there, a lot of people that obviously that we knew, but then there was a lot of people that I didn't know. So we got to meet a lot of new people, take pictures, have fun. And it was a night truly, I don't mean to be corny, but I'll never forget that night. That was the biggest event that I put together by myself. I've been to bigger concerts and things like that, but that was put together by a bigger entity than myself. This was our biggest night as a podcast, and it couldn't have gone any better as far as I'm concerned.
And how do you feel, bro? I mean, how I know you're really taking it in and all that, but I wanted to take a moment. What was, I guess, stood out to you, or what were you feeling during that night?
That night, I was telling everybody who's asked me that, how would you think of the night? And I was like, honestly, I feel like I was in a blender the whole night. So I can't really tell you I enjoyed this. And I was like, you're kind of hosting it. So you're all over. You're like, I'm in this pocket of friends and meeting these people and hanging out with these people, say hi to these people. And then I'm back on stage to introduce the next comedian. So I didn't really get to absorb it all in. But here's what I do know. If something would have gone wrong, or if I felt that something was off or something really bad, I would be feeling it. And I don't feel that. So to me, that's the way I know that it was
smooth. I mean,
it was a good night.
From start to finish. I think it was.
So
it couldn't gone. It felt like you've done it. That you've done that.
Now, I think Vic needs to host more events.
Bro, that was sick. Yeah,
one thing I love about Vic is he brings great people together. So to me, that's what it felt like. It felt just good people coming together, enjoying a good night, celebrating him. So I hope we see more of it, bro. So
I don't know if people know this, but you guys didn't know each other before this podcast, so that's a credit to y'all too.
Yeah.
I do take, this started when now we're getting off this, but this is cool too. I love talking about this shit. Our fantasy football trips that we do every single year, I put those together. It's one of the only things that I organize. I'm not a good planner, but those I love, and I know because I can bring people together. I can read your personalities. You guys get along with just about anybody, and you're talking about fantasy football in general. And it's always you can mix these people. So I do take pride in being able to connect people that I'm I know you're cool, and I know you're cool, and I know you guys would get along. Yeah, so I love that. And so a lot of people don't know that, but these boys didn't know each other, but it seems we've known each other for a while.
No, yeah, you do that. I mean, people were asking me how was it and stuff like that. And one of the things I kept saying was, it was cool how the people were all because when you get more than 3-4 people to hang out, you got to worry about their personalities and is my friend gonna be cool with this guy? But you got over 200 people and close to 200 people hanging out, and everybody was vibing, bro. There's no one there. You can't look around and be like, all right, that person is just here for that, or that person. Everyone was enjoying it. Everyone was supporting each other. And then every time you went up there and talked, everyone was listening and recording. And You can go stand anywhere. Me and John, we went and stood in like 2-3 different places, and we were talking to different people every time, and it was smooth, man. It was fun.
Yeah, it was an awesome night, and credit to everybody who showed up, man. You guys were fantastic. You're always kind of worried about it, like, it's at a brewery, so you're like, I don't want too many people getting out of pocket or anything, but I wasn't really worried about that, and it went off without a single incident, and everybody, like you guys said, everybody was really dope and really cool. And that's a credit to everybody who showed up too, man. You guys showed up for a good time, and a good time was had. And I said this there. I was like, my goal, my next evolution of this podcast, I believe in live events. You can listen to this podcast tonight as soon as we drop it, or you could listen next week, or you could, but there's no urgency. It's like fight nights. We love fight nights.
Yeah.
What is it? Let's get together. Like we have to be there, And I think that's the evolution of everything.
Yeah, because there's no replacement for in-person interaction.
Absolutely.
Putting names to faces, putting numbers on, you see the numbers of people that are listening and watching the podcast, but putting names to numbers, I think that's an experience that people enjoy, people want, and people crave, especially in this digital world. So yeah. I'm with you on that. So
I
more
love
live
that.
events.
And low key, like we're not going to get into details of what it was, but we already got an offer as a podcast to come out and do a live show.
Can't wait
for football. That's what I love about this. Like we're making connections, and people saw. I think people who showed up were surprised at how many people showed up. Yeah. They were like, "Oh, it's a 2-year anniversary. It's a podcast. Up. What is it? What's a podcast?" But then they saw. They were like, "Oh shit! Like this is doing something." Like the people show up for this, and now they're like, "Hey, we want to get you out here to our location. Let's talk football." As they're promoting their football, and we can get more people out there, and that'll be a lot of fun too. So we're working out those details, and but just be on the lookout for that, because that's coming, and we're definitely gonna do that, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, man. Not even just show up. Just shout out to everyone that came. It's the way people supported you. You didn't see it. Obviously, you were running around doing a lot of stuff, but it was cool because every person we talked to, they were like, "Oh, look at Vic's, man. He's doing it. Look how comfortable he's up there." Like, it's cool to have people just show up, but them to support you. Knowing they didn't just show up because, Vic's doing something, let's go show up. It was like, we're going for a reason to support him and, the 2 years.
Yeah, and put it on for Bakersfield, man.
Yeah,
put it on for
big time.
This is I would say this is the biggest podcast in Bakersfield. So
we're trying to get there, man. I haven't seen a podcast do a party like that.
Honestly, I haven't. So to me, that says a lot. And, congrats, bro. Looking forward to the continued growth.
Absolutely. Now, with that said, more stuff on the way. Keep looking out for it. Let's talk a little Week 5 NFL football. No, I got to work on this. We'll work on that. I promise. It's going to get better. Let's go ahead and kick off our Week 5 with our Thursday night football. And I would say this was the type of game that you call Survivor Pool Buster. 49. Actually, I swear I didn't even bring it up because of y'all. Both of these boys, I think you guys had the Rams over the 49ers.
Bro.
Rams, 49ers, Niners 26, Rams 23. Did the game went into overtime? Or was it?
Nah.
Okay, no.
I think it did go to OT.
Regardless, the Rams heavy favorites. You're talking about a 49ers team that had no number one wide receiver. They didn't even have their number 2 because their number 1's been out all year. That's Ayuk, then Pearsall, and then you talk about Kittle. None of them are gone or are there. And then you talk about the backup quarterback, and then you talk about defensive Bosa's gone, and I mean just a depleted Niners team go into the Rams house. And I mean, that's where the NFL is the NFL, because you never figure it out. There's no guarantees in it. Boys, what are your thoughts? I know your thoughts, and I can't wait to hear it. Here's what I'm gonna do. Y'all go ahead.
I fucking hate the Niners. I don't know who brings me more pain, man. The Raiders or the Niners. But every week there's a game that Vegas has to collect on. I feel like this was that game. I feel like this was the Vegas collecting their money early. It looked so rigged. The Rams, the way they finished that game, it was terrible. Matthew Stafford was lighting them up, and then they put the ball in. The dude that just fumbled his hands with no blockers in front of him. So Niners get lucky again. That's just how I felt about it.
Yeah, Vegas screwed everybody over, including me. But I guess they got to make up for the money that they put into the Raiders and make it back by screwing all of us over.
I get screwed twice.
No, but
Pre can't get a W anywhere.
Watching this game was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They made the backup quarterback. They made Mac 10. They made him look like a Pro Bowl quarterback going for 350, over 300 yards, dinking and dunking, doing curls and slants all day. At what point do you play press coverage and stop that?
I'm telling you, rigged.
Hold on.
He was playing on one leg.
Let me play devil's advocate. Are we not giving Mac Jones credit for the way he toughed that shit out? Like, I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple times where I looked at, I saw him get up.
I feel like it's the movies. You know, when you know what the outcome's gonna be, the script's already there, so you're gonna go out there.
Then why'd you take him in fantasy or in Survivor?
You tell me to do this for the show.
You know what would do numbies if you lost again?
How about we make Pre look like a dumbass every episode?
You don't need no help on that, bro.
You've been doing that all by yourself.
Bad on your own.
You're crushing that part of it. But I will say,
come back.
It's kind of crazy to watch, you know, what was it? Mac Jones wins 2 games. Brock Purdy comes back, loses the game, gets hurt again. Then they take, you know, then they put Mac Jones back in there at like what he had to have been like 50% at best.
Bro, at least I get a joy out of that, knowing that Purdy's a system quarterback and anybody can step in and win games there.
I just don't understand the Rams' strategy. At what point do you all out blitz them? And they did it once in a while, and every time they did, he was getting harassed back there and getting hurt. Yeah. But then they stopped. They drop back in coverage, and they let him throw dink and dunk and let the receivers go for 20, 30 yards after the catch. Bro. So to me, it was insane. And then the last play with the Rams, they ran it right into the. They call a timeout so they can get the defense. The Niners can get ready for the same damn play that they're about to run. I'd never seen that before. So to me,
Vegas is the real winner there. Yeah. It's crazy, and you know what? Matt Stafford started cooking in the second half.
Bro,
he was doing whatever he wanted.
The ball out of Tom Brady's hand at the end, and giving it to, you know, a running back who just fumbled it.
Yeah,
1 yard line. So that doesn't make sense.
So 20. I mean, those division games. You just. I like the Niners with the points there. I made my prediction of the Rams winning, but I also said I was like, you got to watch out for these division games, man. You just never know. Let's move on to the next game. This is going to be our early Ireland game. My bad.
We got another guest in the house.
It's annoying. I'm going to have to stop every time that motherfucker starts, because I listened the other day when we had a podcast and it was a cricket. It was unbearable. I was on a run listening to make sure that the content was right, and I was just like, I got to take this shit off. I can't stand this cricket. So if you hear it in the background, I apologize. Let's move on. Vikings 21, Browns 17. You boys go ahead and take over real quick.
Yeah, the Vikings, Carson Wentz. I mean, he's balling out. I think the coach is doing great. For the Vikings.
What they got,
Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I think that'd be the takeaway from this game. It was relatively boring, but Dylan Gabriel, his first start, showed some good signs. I think it's a step above from Joe Flacco. But yeah, not much to say about this game. Dylan Gabriel, we'll see what he does.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was expected Vikings were going to win. I picked Browns just because the uncertainty of the game. It's always like crazy.
I could understand why you would take the Browns in this situation. It's the same thing that the Jackson Dart. It's going to be boom or bust with a rookie quarterback, and they almost had it.
Yeah, I think Dylan Gabriel just got a little too complacent at the end. He wasn't really taking any chances. I think the whole Shador thing. He's just playing not to lose his job. He just wants to have that for as long as he could. He's not going to be a starter or superstar in the league, but. I think he's trying to solidify like a backup role.
Okay, so let's take it away from the game, because the game, two kind of teams that are just not that interesting at this moment. Neither one of them is at full strength, so it's hard to make a real determination. Let's talk about the whole Shador situation, because you would think that if Dylan Gabriel was going to take over the role as the third stringer, he would move up to second stringer, but it's not. He remained the third stringer behind Joe Flacco, and it's one of those guys. This guy was projected to be a first-round pick. Now he's fallen all the way to the fifth, and he can't even get us a backup role on a terrible team. Did you guys see the story about him he told the Baltimore Ravens he didn't want to go because he's like, I don't want to be a backup. And motherfucker, now you're backing up a 40-year-old and a rookie who
isn't out of
He
NFL
doesn't.
quarterback.
I don't think he has the physical traits that Shador has.
No way. I think it's just the Browns did it for entertainment purposes to draft them, and it's the Browns. They're gonna do stuff. Browns gonna do shit the Browns do, right? But I feel like if you're not even giving them a chance, don't even draft them. Now it's just weird and awkward, and nobody knows what's gonna happen.
I think this is more on Shador and Dion. You're overplaying your hand. You're obviously not as good as you think you are. I love the confidence, but the talent and the skill set and the maturity is not there. You were better off developing behind a Lamar Jackson, a John Harbaugh, a quality MVP quarterback and a quality coach where you can actually learn.
And a quality organization, top to bottom.
And an organization, then that's not your dad. You got to get out of that mindset. You know, you got to let yourself be coachable. And I think that's going to be his story unless he changes it and matures. Your attitude is not something that people want to deal with, especially if you're not that good. And he's not.
Yeah, no.
You're a third string quarterback.
No, that's
Reality's hitting him, and he still chooses to be delusional.
No, it's good. It's good you brought that up because, like you just said, they're both delusional. Because he said all that stuff, and then his dad tweeted something like, "Hell yeah, let's go! I like that."
Yeah.
When he did the whole mute thing, like when he was like
enabling that behavior,
like, it's not gonna. You're right. I agree with you 100%. He should have went He should have went anywhere, and I feel like every young quarterback, even Jackson Dart, he sat for a little bit. He didn't have a good game. We'll talk about that later. But I think now with how good like defensive players are and defensive schemes are, you should want to sit behind like a. I would feel more privileged to sit behind like a Matthew Stafford or like a Lamar and learn stuff because, bro, you can't play like college. You've learned if Reggie Bush, the greatest college player to me, ever can't do it in the NFL. What makes you think you're gonna do it? So I think John made a perfect point. And you want to sit behind somebody like that.
Yeah, and just a couple top players off top of your head who didn't start. Aaron Rodgers,
Mahomes,
Tom Brady,
Jordan Love sat for a while.
You know what I'm saying?
Tom Brady,
so it's people think about it like it's there's trends in the NFL where it's like, oh, I'm getting a guy and I'm gonna start him because experience is the best teacher. It's like, no, I think sometimes sitting behind, learning the system, and then you get more eager. You're like, I know that I want to be in there. So when you get your chance, you're more comfortable and you're ready to go. So that's more the big situation and take away from that.
John put it. That was perfect. Like he's unfortunately he's not good enough to start. If he can mature enough and be like, hey, I'll be like, like. Just like you said, like all the guys you named, like that's his role. He needs to understand it, bro.
And if they did that, and you think that you can't do that, you're too good for that. Yeah, those are bigger issues that the executives are looking at, and it's hard to overcome a bad attitude.
Even though it's the Browns, they're still, bro. These are professional billion-dollar businesses. They're not playing that stuff. So
Texans 44, the Ravens 10. Speaking of the Ravens, they are not looking good. Things are not looking good. Lamar Jackson is injured. They got a bunch of injuries everywhere. The Texans, it was a kind of another get-right game. And they put up 44 on that ass. That defense that they put a lot of money and invested, they got Hamilton. They got the dude from the Packers. I thought they were going to be freaking a dominant defense. Not looking good. What are you boys thinking on here?
No excuses. No excuses. We just talked about the Niners. They just beat the Rams, and the Rams were healthy. No, there's nothing wrong with them. The Ravens are not who we thought they were because we all picked them to win the Super Bowl. They're obviously not living up to that standard. In week 1, they gave up 40 points. In week 2, they gave up like 35. Week 3, another 40 piece.
Yep.
Then to the Houston Texans, who were playing like crap before this, you made them look like a playoff team. So to me, this is not acceptable. This is not what good teams do. This is not what Super Bowl caliber teams do. They're on pace to give up 600 points for the season.
That's crazy. You could put me, Pre, and John in that secondary, and we'll figure out. They'll score 599, but they ain't scoring 600.
Yeah, man, that's scary. I mean, like I said, we all picked them to win the Super Bowl. I got Lamar and
you don't have to bring that up. You don't have to bring that up, man. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you guys already talked about the game, but what do you guys? Just real quick, what do you guys think will happen with the Ravens moving forward?
So that was going to be my next question. Is the season done for him? Is it over? Yes or no? With or without Lamar Jackson? Because he's supposed to be out maybe another week. But is it too far gone? Is it better now at this point for the Ravens get another top pick and go after it next year, or do you come back and go for it, being 1-4?
I think the league is so close now in talent that they can lose 4 or 5 games and still make the playoffs. Obviously, they're so established.
They just lost all their wiggle room, though. You've got to go perfect now.
You have to, but you can lose 5, 6 games and make the playoffs, and they can win 8 in a row. And we wouldn't be surprised if Lamar comes back. So I still feel like they're gonna still try, but it all depends on Lamar. If he has an injury where it's gonna keep because hamstring injuries keep lingering, bro. You're right. They're gonna have to make a decision like, yo, let's just shut them down and get ready for next season.
I think it's done for them. They're not the Chiefs. They're not one of those teams that have been there before and they've responded well. Yeah. They've been there before and they've
crumbled.
They've crumbled. And so this is more of the same. You guys fooled me, and I don't care about the injuries. The Niners have the most injuries, and guess what? They're like 3-4-1. They're 4-1. So to me, no excuses. The Ravens, you got me. You fooled me once again. That organization, I think there's going to be some bigger changes. I think coaching is going to start getting looked at.
Hey,
put a magnifying glass on John Harbaugh. He's been there for a long time, and what does he have to show for it?
1 Super Bowl and coming up short a lot.
He's riding that till the wheels fall off. That was a century ago. I mean,
that was a while ago. That was Joe Flacco.
Man, then Lamar Jackson, 2 playoff wins? Something's got to change. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with them.
I don't disagree. I think I wouldn't be surprised.
I can see it going both ways.
They're a stable organization, and they've been a model of consistency. But at some point, you got to start putting the magnifying glass on coaching.
You can say they're like the Steelers' big brothers.
Shut the fuck up. Dolphins 24, Panthers 27. 2 teams that are just on the road to nowhere. It's just like, yeah, you tell me this team won, okay, cool. You tell me the other team wins, okay, cool. Doesn't really matter. Kind of an irrelevant game. Dolphins, maybe. I think this may be the game that gets Mike is it McDaniels? Yeah. Does this game get him fired? Yes or no?
Yes. Fire him and bring him to the Raiders offensive coordinator, please.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's going to finish the season, but I don't think he's going to stick around much longer. I think the Dolphins are going to implode, especially with Tyreek Hill out now. I think he paid his last down for the Dolphins, to be honest.
They already kind of came out.
That's why he's happy. He's not even. He got injured, and he's like, "Hey guys!" All of a sudden, he's the nicest, positive guy ever.
It's like when your girl catches you cheating, you're like, "Oh man."
Yeah. And you wanted to get out of that relationship already? You're like,
no, how'd you find out?
You got distant on purpose, and she's like, I don't think it's gonna work. You're like,
fake punch in there. No, damn it.
Oh, shucks.
That's enough of that game. I don't want to.
But you know what? I do. Look, the Panthers, they got 2 wins, right? 2 wins already. I think they're another.
It's week 5.
I think they're another offensive piece. Another wide receiver, elite wide receiver.
I was going to say,
from being respectable. Because, they went 200. Who rushed for 180?
Rico Dowdle, over 200,
we can't just blow past that.
I knew John was going to bring him up.
Give him a little respect.
I wonder why.
And the defense is ranked top 5, so.
Former Cowboy.
Rico Dowdle, baby, he is.
Y'all should have kept him. He was nice, bro.
We got Javonte, baby. Javonte, the bully.
All right, that's enough of that game. The only thing, the last thing I'll say is funny that I feel like everybody wants him to get fired. I don't think Mike McDaniels makes it through the season, but I do think he's going to find a job like this as an OC with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's going to be the Ben Johnson of last year. Everybody's going to want him.
Yeah. So let's move on to this. Was not to me, but to a lot of people, this was a surprise. I picked the upset. Broncos 21, Eagles 17. I saw this from a mile away. My opening statement on this is that I see the Broncos starting to get hot starting last week. And I saw this game on the calendar and I was like, they're going to win that game and they're going to go streaking a little bit. How are you guys feeling on the Broncos after what you saw?
I think that, I want to speak more on the Eagles. I mean, the Broncos, they're still a question mark team. They got a little momentum, but they're one of those teams. It wouldn't surprise me if they were to lose to the Texans next week, something like that. That's the kind of team that I think they are right now. But the Eagles, first of all, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I hate the Eagles.
I knew that's why you wanted it. You were dying to bring that up.
I'm so glad they lost because they would have been the worst 5-0 team to ever exist. They're not. A
few years ago, the Steelers were 9-0, and we were god awful. Yeah. Very not memorable, but yeah, no, I hear you what you're saying. They just have a specific way that they have to win, and it's not explosive, it's not fun, but they can eke out wins however they need to, and that's not fun, it's not entertaining. But they were playing bad and they were getting W's. That's crazy.
I mean, when Jalen Hurts is needed to come in the clutch, he's a no-show. That's right. I said it. Hold up. No-show. They always play with the big-ass lead, so he just has to manage the game.
That's what I was telling Vic earlier. I was like, Eagles need a 12-minute drive to score.
When was the last time you ever seen Jalen Hurts go in 2-minute drill and lead the team to a victory?
I don't know about no 2-minute drill. But here's what I do know: that every time that boy is in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, he balls the fuck out. So I don't believe this narrative that he's not clutch. Maybe he's not.
I wouldn't say he's not clutch. I just think he just has so much talent around him that even if you're not getting AJ Brown or Devonta Smith the ball, you still have to respect them. So that opens up, and then even Saquon's getting respected. He fixes Saquon and runs it himself for 12 yards. You're like, Jalen Hurts just made a great play. He can't get the ball. He can't throw. I mean, I'm not saying he can't. All these guys can throw the ball, but he hasn't shown that he can consistently move the ball forward through the air.
I don't like if he threw 35 times a game, I would say they lost that game. That's what I would say.
He averages like 170 passing yards a game.
Bro, if he played for the Texans and CJ Stroud played for the Eagles, same shit. It'd be the same thing, bro. That's my theory. Jalen Hurts has always played with good talent from Alabama to the Eagles. He knows how to work with them. He knows not to mess up the game. I'll give him that.
He's a good player. He just I feel like he's a good
make him throw
game
35.
General.
Make him throw 35 times a game, and I'll say, yep, the Eagles lost that game. So
okay, let me ask you one last question. I know this is only to bring it back to the Texans real quick. Is the CJ Stroud that we're seeing the last 2 weeks the CJ Stroud moving forward, or has he just played really bad?
Ravens
teams?
have like 10 guys hurt on defense. I think this is a fluke game.
I think there's some good things that he did. I say let's see how he can move forward from it. We know that he has talent. I don't know if it's the coaching staff, the scheme, what something's changed. I don't know, but I think I like him as a player. I hope that he is successful. I hope he can continue this next week. So
he just came out and said he feels old and slow, and he's 23 years old.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys
24. But yeah, that was corny. I was like,
I think his whole thing is a lot of mental stuff. So this game was going good from the jump. So he was like, all right, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, when he gets rolling,
a little bit of adversity, and he has to when he has to show up and has to do something. I feel like he's been folding. So we'll see.
All right. I just last thought on the Broncos. I think the Broncos are starting to get it together. I think offensive coaches like Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Sean McVay, they play around. There's no more preseason. So they kind of treat the first month. They're like, let me try this, let me try that. So when they get these slow starts, I'm not super surprised, but I think they start to fine tune it. And I think that's what the Broncos are starting to do.
I like that's what Pete Carroll's doing.
Does Pete Carroll fall into that by any chance? We'll get to that in a sec.
Please.
Let's move on right now. Cowboys 37. The Jets 20 to the goddamn Jets. I'm not gonna lie to you. I picked the Jets to upset the Cowboys in this game, and yeah, it didn't work out my way. John, take the lead on this one. This is your squad. What are we thinking?
What a game by Dak Prescott. He's playing the best ball out of any quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, hey. All of us, when I say,
and you know what? I love it because right now, as you're listening to this, you're thinking that's not a hot take. That's actually valid. He's balling out, and without Dak, we would be like 0-5 right now. So I'm happy to see my quarterback balling out. He did what he was supposed to do against this subpar defense. Pickens is on a 2-game heater. We're going to get CeeDee Lamb back. Defense looked better. Now, that's not saying a lot because we were at the floor, and now we're kind of on the sidewalk now. So we looked a little better this week.
Next.
So we handled business. I wish we would have kept them beneath 20 points, honestly, but good dub for my boys, man. Good dub.
Let me ask you this. This is the new segment that we're adding to the show. It's called What Would You Say To? What would you say to the people who say, we've seen this before from Dak? Regular season, balls out, throws up crazy stats, 500-yard games, 4 touchdowns, fantasy relevant quarterback, top fantasy quarterback possibly. And then it doesn't really result in anything when it comes to the playoffs.
I got that. We can play that game with Josh Allen. We can play that game with Lamar Jackson. There's only one person in the NFL that actually shows up throughout the whole year. If anything, he shows up better in the playoffs, and he's not that great in the regular season. That's Patrick Mahomes. Now, everybody else, it's Patrick Mahomes and everybody else. Because who has even Jared Goff? He's had his playoff woes. The NFL's not easy. It's tough. But you got to give respect where it's earned, and Dak has been lighting it up. And here's the thing. Without him, honestly, if Dak was on the Eagles would be way better.
This wants to put everybody's on the Eagles.
I feel like they have a great team.
No. But I get what Vic's saying, because you got to, there's pros and cons to what they're, because Cowboys are quote unquote America's team. So they get that, the America's team. So you get that, but you also have to perform to earn that, right? That's what everybody. That's why everyone gets kind of like,
and it's a ton of pressure.
Because
it's a lot of pressure.
Every time somebody talks
for
about
the Cowboys.
every time somebody talks about football, basketball, baseball, and they'll say like, people we're Dodger fans. Obviously, it's not a baseball thing, but they'll say like, oh, they haven't won championships. Only one team wins a championship. It's tough to win championships, but if you get labeled America's team, you have to perform a little bit better than the Cowboys do. This year is crazy because their defense is terrible and Dak is holding them up. So I respect Dak for that. And I hate the Cowboys. But they're balling out.
You gotta tip your hat.
Their receivers are hurt. But it's hard for everyone to perform in the playoffs. There's always going to be a loser. When Josh Allen lost to and I'm the biggest Cowboys hater and Niners hater. But you got to – but, I mean, I agree with Vic, though, with that question, because – you're getting all this praise for being America's team. You got to show up sooner or later.
All I'm saying is the drop off is insane, and I granted it's with
Lamar
Jackson.
One and done, so it's
Lamar Jackson has done it as well, but I'm just saying I've seen him crap the bed against the Packers, against the Niners. He's done it multiple times, and I'm just saying I've seen this great Dak Prescott, and it doesn't amount to anything. Let's move on to another game. 14, the Giants, the Saints. 26, another upset that I called. Although if you look at the lines, the Saints actually were favored by like a point and a half, which is strange. Public money was all over the Giants. Yeah. They got 14, Saints 26. Here's my thoughts on this. When everybody saw Jackson Dart light up what everybody at the time thought was one of the best teams in the league, the Chargers, and the Giants were looking like one of the worst teams, you insert this guy, they went out and they win, and without Malik Neighbors and everybody, you knew all the money was going to be on the Giants. Oh, the Giants are looking good. Things have changed. They got their quarterback. Versus the Saints team, I believe they were at home, and they're desperate for a win. Spencer Rattler, he hasn't won, but he hasn't been all that bad. So you know that they were knocking on the door. I ultimately don't think that the Giants are truly that good, especially without Malik Neighbors, and I expected this win. Saints, I don't have much to say on them. I feel like they're another sad team, not really going anywhere, but it was just a nice win for Spencer Rattler. Don't have much else to say on this game other than when there is a rookie quarterback who balls out, generally it's a good idea to bet against them, and that was the case this time.
Yeah, it was another weird, like the Giants and Chargers game was weird because that's, when they announced the starter of Jackson Dart, and we know NFL guys, there are guys where they're like, oh, this is the next big guy. So, that was the whole that was the game against the Chargers, but I took the Chargers in my survivor pool, but I'm surprised the Giants lost because I was one of the guys that were like, oh shit, they beat the Chargers. Maybe they're hyped up and the momentum's gonna get them a couple of more wins, but they just blew it. Jackson Dart played terrible.
And I think Vic called it last week because he said, they won. He's like, whoever they're playing next week, and he says, I don't care if they're playing the Panthers, bet against Jackson Dart to win again. So Vic called that one, and sure enough, I thought that they were gonna beat the Saints. But they shot themselves in the foot. Scatterbo fumbled. They took it to the house, and it was pretty much over from there. The momentum switched because they were knocking on the door right there. They were like at the 25 or 30.
Yeah.
So that was a key moment in the game, and that's what cost them. So yeah, not much to say. These teams, it was the Dookie Bowl.
So. Two more sad teams not going anywhere. Let's switch it to another game that's completely the opposite of that. This may have been the game of the week. Yeah. Bucks 38, Seahawks 35. I'm going to just call it right now. That was the game of the week for sure. I had the Seahawks winning this game. And for a while, it looked like they were going to get blown out. Then they come back. They take the lead. Then the Bucs come back. Like, just back and forth. Great game. Who wants to take over on this one?
Yeah, I'll go. I think this was a classic shootout. This was a heavyweight matchup.
Yep.
I think both of these teams are playoff teams. I want to give shout out to these both forgotten garbage quarterbacks, quote unquote. These teams, they were both on the same team for the Panthers.
That's funny. That is funny.
That photo this week, that was insane to me. The Panthers passed up on both of these guys, and now they're over here throwing for 38, 35 points. So I think that's been the narrative for a lot of second, third time quarterbacks. The situation counts more in the NFL than any other sport.
100%.
And so these guys are put into solid organizations that have had a consistency in the past, I would say 10 years. Yeah. Where, you know, they're not
for sure.
They're not too far. They're not too garbage. It's always kind of been in the middle of the pack.
Yeah,
just name
17, top 15 team. And then they get these quarterbacks that were forgotten, and then, you know, they're balling out. So shout out to both of them. I think this was a good game to watch. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if these two meet again down the road in the playoffs. So
yeah, I think that was Buccaneers, bro. They're like the team this year. It's always fun games with them. Their defense is weird because they're good, but then you look at the points, you're like, man, they gave up 35. But it's fun watching Baker. I mean, he's done it like
Hey, Bucca, wow.
Yeah, bro, Bucca,
that
crazy.
Dude's a baller.
But I think Bucks games are fun because it's always a shootout, and you get to watch Baker do funny stuff all the time. He's plays with so much emotion. I think it's fun. Same thing with Darnold, like forgotten guys that nobody wanted, and now they're balling out. So one team's 4-1, one team's 3-2. That's, you got to respect it.
Yeah, I think that's a big story too. I mean, just say out loud the teams that they were on: the Jets and the Browns, arguably the two worst
And the
franchises,
Panthers.
and the Panthers. Yeah, everybody thought they were done. They get out of there, and look what they can do.
You know, also, never mind.
Let's move on to the Titans. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this one. Cam Ward, congratulations.
Baby.
Your first win, 22-21. Cardinals seem like they started out very well, and then all of a sudden now they seem like to be spiraling down, and I don't know what to make of this game. But Cam Ward keeps slinging the rock, and eventually he was going to find his way, find his win, and I'm happy for him. I really am.
Shouts out to Cam Ward. I'm happy he won. He's a dog. I like his mentality. The team is very, very trash, but he willed his team to a win. He's slinging the rock, you know, every game, trying to make things happen. He's learning. I think we'll see improvement for him as the season goes out. But yeah, not much to say. Congrats to Cam and the Titans for getting that win.
Yeah, man. Cam, you know, they just warmed up Cam for next week against the Raiders. But that was Arizona. I thought
Giving him a little head start. Let's get him warmed up so he's on fire by the time the Raiders
be
get
a
here.
lot better this year. They started off 2-0, but they can't finish games. So
The Arizona to me has always been the false, like which one does not belong. It's always been the Cardinals. So to
they
me,
can't finish game just like the Raiders can't.
And you know what? Where's the scrutiny on Kyler Murray?
Okay, that's what I was going to bring
where's
up.
the scrutiny on
He
Kyler
can't
Murray?
see
It's
over the
year
line.
what? 6, 7,
Yeah.
7.
This is my year for sure.
No, it's crazy. I was going to bring that up. I was like, the biggest thing for me is like, what are we taking away from Kyler Murray? He has no leadership. We know he has a talent. The talent is undeniable.
I think he just doesn't want to. He doesn't. I mean,
He's out there. He looks like he doesn't give a
like
fuck to be out
football.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he should have played baseball.
He really does go out there, and you could see the throws, you could see the talent, the movement, and everything, but it looks like he doesn't want to be there. I've never seen him talk to a single teammate, get him hyped up, nothing, no motivation. So if you're the Cardinals, yeah, you paid him, but also, where do you go from here when you clearly feel like he's not the guy? To me, it feels like he's not the guy anymore. And not because of talent, and perhaps it's even worse when you have the talent and you don't give a damn to be the guy.
I try to sell him if I'm the Cardinals. I try to
this
move
is,
off
you
him
can't do it after this,
and see what I can get from him. So what's his market price? Is it a
Or
first?
it's too
Is it a
late.
first rounder? I don't know.
I would give.
Yeah, that would
I
be
think if
interesting.
If he were to go to a team like
They said the Raiders might be a fit.
But the thing
like,
is,
hey,
yeah, it's just like it's hard to find a quarterback. So the Cardinals are all. That's why they're kind of hesitant because they don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to like rebuild. Because you sell Kyler, you got to rebuild.
But they've had problems with him for the last couple of
sure, I
years.
agree. He hasn't done anything.
At what point?
I mean, just look at what they had to put in a contract. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that the Cardinals have stuck with him this long. Do you remember when they drafted Josh Rosen like in the top 10, and then he didn't work out 1 year? They said, "Get the fuck out. We're taking Kyler." And
there's some weird stuff going on with Kyler there that they obviously believe in him, and they always come out every year like, "This is our guy, and we believe in him. Don't ask questions about him. Boom. It's not gonna happen. Stop asking about it. I'm not doing it."
yeah, interesting. But yeah, we'll see that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of the season. Commanders 27, Chargers 10. Chargers take a 10-0 lead, looking like all is right in La La Land. And 27 unanswered from the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is back. John, I'll let you take the lead because I know you got a couple things to say on this.
If you go back to former episodes, I said this about the Chargers. They're the frauds of the AFC. Year in, year out. Justin Herbert, he's supposed to be the Messiah. He's supposed to be the face of the NFL. He's doing commercials, SoFi, the whole thing, LA. Where are you, man? You're 10 points. At what point do you just say, fuck it, I'm going to put the team on my back and I'm going to will this, if not even victory, will some points. 10, that's it?
No, I agree.
You only played the first quarter? Like, there's 3 more. I know that the team wasn't helping him, so I'll give him that. But at the same time, at what point do you just take matters to your own hands and take over a game? That's what I've seen the greats do. That's what I've seen the top 5 do, take over a game. And Herbert, he'll have one every now and then, but when you play some top competition, he seems to be the second fiddle of whatever opposing quarterback he's playing against. And I think he kind of just, I don't know, he shies away from the moment. I don't know. He doesn't really
I feel like
it,
he's too nice. I feel like he's the sweetest kid ever.
Yeah.
He'd be like the
It's crazy
sweetest kid.
he's, like if you were build a quarterback from scratch, like his body type, his arm strength, his legs, like he's can do anything. He can do the same stuff Josh Allen does. He might be a better passer than Josh Allen.
Yeah,
like
at least at early point in his career. Yeah,
but I mean, like John said about Kyler, like a couple other guys, like you're in year 6, 7, 8 already. Like you haven't done much, and they put so much talent around him defensively and offensively, and he just I wasn't a big believer of Chargers. I said they would finish third in the fourth. I said they would finish last or third in the division. Now it's gonna be third but
they'll still be a playoff team. They'll still get there, but are they really gonna do anything? No, they're not. So to me, they're just another. I don't know. They're just a training game for the Chiefs or something, or the Bills, and just to get waxed.
It's showing that there's still levels to this. There's still the Chiefs. There's still the Bills. There's still those two. And typically the Ravens would be in there, but this year's a little weird. But then there's that second tier, man. Like, and you feel like they're ready to break through, but you felt it for a few years. And it just never really happens, at least consistently.
Herbert, you just feel like you give me a little more. You show flashes of it, but when are you going to be consistent? When are you going to take over? When are you going to be in that top dog role where people will see you as a top 5 talent, but the talent is not matching the reality?
I think Vic. I mean, Vic might be onto him when he says he's too nice. He is. I feel like, he does. That's because look at Baker. He plays with so much emotion, and I feel like that helps him so much. Baker plays so much better than he actually is on paper, just from raw emotion and
that's a great take.
How much he wants it. Bro.
He'll get knocked down on his ass, and you come back and complete like 3 fucking passes.
ACL against who was it? I don't know who the team was, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He fell down. He was like, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson was talking shit. He got up and started talking. He was like, I'm gonna just I'm hurt, but just talking shit with you, it's gonna feel me to go on. And I think they won.
And he doesn't have the same talent as Herbert.
Nope, not even close.
Guess what?
Like, but if you look at
he has
record,
the heart. He has the heart and the will. And I will see even Dak Prescott. He's not the most gifted, physically gifted player, but guess what? He helps because it's mental. He's
Dak got duck feet. You see that where they make fun of his footwork.
His footwork is not that great. His mechanics are not that great, but he's a smart cat. He's a smart cat. And meanwhile, you got Herbert. Herbert lacks the emotion and the brains, in my opinion. He's really all talent.
It's because he's too busy kissing his girl on camera, bro. 0-2 since he started.
Madison Beer, badass little shit.
They lose one more, Madison. Come over here.
Stop scrolling on IG.
Hey, dump his ass. And then I would say this is where it's said.
5-0.
this is where it's sad because I would normally want to say like, hey, let him go to the Steelers, but the Steelers are foundational issues. We're not going to do nothing with them. Let's move on. We don't need to spend a lot of time on this game. Lions 37, as expected. Bengals are just a sad team without Joe Burrow. Not much to watch. Not that fun. 24, and Lions won as expected. Let's move on.
As expected.
Here we go. Raiders 6. The Colts 40. Ooh, John, hit it.
This is the belt to ass game of the week.
This was bad.
Man.
It was bound to happen, Pre. You were ready for this.
You
Come
need to
on.
put on 2 bags for this one, because golly.
Do we still have you? Still got your bag? You could wear it every week and it would be relevant, brother.
I lost it. Like Geno lost his skills.
6 points is kind of
6
hard, bro.
points.
2 field goals, bro.
Geno. Wow, what are you doing, man? I mean, you guys got the Jets. You got the super value Geno. Because this isn't the Geno I seen in throwing dots in Seattle. This team is just, man,
Brother.
I thought you guys were gonna be like at least watchable this year for once. I was completely wrong.
I want to be completely fair. Geno, I don't believe, and I don't think anybody other than you believe that Geno was top 10. But Geno was not this bad with the Seahawks. Geno was not what we're seeing now.
Bro,
he was not top 10, but I will say he had days where he was like top 5. He looked good some days. He was throwing 400 yards. He was dinking and dunking and throwing it deep. And he could do everything. But this year, he's looked absolutely horrible. What the hell's going on?
I've said this before, but when you come from Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, you get excited. You get a little excited, you know? So I got a little excited, and I mean, we got coaching, but we're cursed, you know? And that's my new excuse is we're cursed, and that just makes me feel a lot
You can
better.
really say that
It's
to
really
anything.
the black
It's like,
hole.
Bro, we're
if you go
cursed.
there, your career's taking a dumpster dive.
Yeah, we're
straight
cursed. I mean,
north, down
motherfucker
south.
forgot how to play football. As soon as somebody puts on a Raider jersey, they forget how to play.
But you know what? No
I don't
Bowers.
know what it is.
And
I'm going to start saying that.
the receivers are. They're not.
Yeah,
it.
but it doesn't, bro.
You had JSN and you had DK Metcalf.
See, like,
You got 2 scrubs now.
I'm going to start saying that at the club. Like that. Hey, did you get that girl's number? Nah, man, I'm cursed.
bro, we're cursed. I'm telling you.
Yeah, go to Zama.
Raider fan. Yep.
Yeah, it
I've
must
told
be.
this
I'm
story,
cursed.
bro. It's like the Mummy movie. Somebody in the Davis family went to the pyramids and they touched some gold that they shouldn't have touched, and now we're cursed. Unless he sells the team, until he sells the team, the curse is gonna stay forever.
They stole one of those mummy cats.
Yeah,
Someone's
they stole
one of the
it, shit started
pharaohs like
closing,
fucking
and
cat.
they ran out of there. That's how they got the money to buy the team, and now we're cursed.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that sounds way better. And
Colts look good. Raiders look really bad, and I don't know where they goes from
Belt to
here.
ass game of the week.
I'm not.
Bell to ass, very appropriate. Now here we go with another. NFL's just crazy. You can't predict it. The Patriots, Sunday Night Football. Patriots 23. The Bills 20, suffering their first loss. Shocker as far as the Bills being undefeated, but Patriots are kind of on the way up. Division game. I'm not that shocked. What did you think about it,
To me, all I got from this game is that we beat the Patriots beat the Bills, so we're better than the Bills.
Oh, with the boy, how the tune has changed. Oh,
Tables have
we were
turned.
cursed.
We're back. We win next week. We're back.
We're basically the best team in the league. I mean, you know.
You flip the standings upside down. We're best.
No, the Bills shot themselves in the foot. But like Vic says, division games, you can just toss a coin in the air and choose a team, because that's how it is in division rivalry games. It doesn't matter if a team's 0-5, fucking 0-8. You know, I remember like when the Dolphins they beat the Patriots with Tom Brady. It's just a division game. That's just the way it is. But yeah, I think Drake May's playing good ball.
Yep, I like what I'm seeing from him.
It was a very sloppy first quarter, sloppy game in general, I think. But they fought it out to the end. The Bills couldn't make anything happen towards the end of the game. Shout out to the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
They stood stood firm, and
Seriously,
Drake
though,
made another win.
yeah,
So,
what I took from that game is if the Bills don't get James Cook going, they got some trouble on offense. I know people give all the praise to Josh Allen.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, but if they don't get the run, because their receivers are not crazy talented, but if they don't get the run game going, or even just James Cook in general passing, running, they're kind of they have a tough time moving the ball. So But Patriots got a good defense. So we beat them.
My takeaway is shocker, yes, but again, it just goes back to you can't do these division games. You just can't. I stay away. I don't know if you guys do this, but like I try to stay away from division games in Survivor. You just got to stay away from it. But so there you go. That is our Week 5 recap up to this point. It has come to the point of the show, our season-long competition, and just to give you a quick recap on our scores, we'll start with John, who's in the lead. He is 5-1 on his Monday Night Football predictions. Congratulations.
Taking the lead. We're going to continue the forward momentum. And
you suffered your first loss last week, so do you think you're gonna
you
hit a bump in the road?
I picked the Jets. I didn't. Yeah, it was Jets Dolphins. I lost that one.
That was tough because they're just two ass teams. You're just like, who's gonna be more ass? It's not like who's the better team. It's who's gonna be more ass. Who's gonna lose the game? No, who's gonna win it?
I thought Justin Fields would make something happen, but yeah, he didn't.
Who you got this week?
I got.
Hold on. Before we get there, John's in the lead, 5-1. I'm in second place, just one game behind you. I'm 4-2, and then Preet.
This is getting ridiculous. They told me to do this on the script, bro. It's NFL script. They told me to
what his record is.
They told me to pick these teams.
Preet,
stop the cap.
One win. This is actually hard to do, bro. It's hard to go 1-5.
I'm gonna explain myself later.
They're like, why they got this guy on the podcast?
Yeah, like, it's time to swap this motherfucker.
I thought this was soccer.
If you lose 2 more games, we're gonna have to replace you on the pod. We're bringing Eric in, who still thinks Terrell Owens in the league.
Give me the Tennessee Oilers.
Give me Jeremy Maclin.
Give me Shady McCoy.
Give me the St. Louis Rams. I like the St. Louis Rams in this one against the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, but
Rich Gannon's had a good year, but I think Marshall Faulk. It's just too much.
And the San Diego Chargers are making a little push.
They're making a push. They're making a push. Drew Brees has still got some in the tank.
Okay.
But Phillip Rivers might take his spot, bro.
This might be his year.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. But yeah, so yeah,
that's the show. Thank you guys.
Pre things. You got some work to do, but Chiefs. There's a couple doubleheaders coming up. So
you gotta tell him what he's 1-5, folks.
I said he's 1-5. I said that's hard to do. Yeah,
we're good.
Let's talk Monday Night Football.
We got him right where we want him.
Let's make our predictions. He wants us to fall asleep and not think about him, and then he's gonna make a surge at the end.
Up on him.
Chiefs at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are favored -3.5. We'll start with the leader. Out of respect, go ahead. You get the first pick at this.
You know what? People are going to think this is going to be a tricky game, and it's going to be, the Jags are 3-1, blah, blah. No, they're going to lose. I think they're going to take the lead in the beginning, but give me the Chiefs by at least a touchdown. I got the Chiefs. I think, they're hitting their stride. They're woken up. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. Give me something around like 28-21-ish. That's what this game's looking like to me, but they'll handle them. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm with you. I think the Chiefs, I said it, I was consistent on this from the beginning of the podcast. I'm not that concerned about the Chiefs, even when they got off to their slow start. Not that concerned. I think they've found their way. They're making it work with the receivers that they have, and they're only going to get better. They had to get a couple wins to get that momentum going, and I think if they keep it going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, give me the Chiefs. And the spread is weird, but just give me the Chiefs. Preet, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Jacksonville on this one. I think they're at home.
This motherfucker. You wonder why you're 1-5.
I feel like people are sleeping on Jacksonville, bro. They got a good team.
They are at home. They
got a good team. I still feel like Chiefs are, they're a good team. Chiefs they're catching their stride, but I think it's a lot closer than people think it's going to be. But I think Jacksonville pulls it out because I think Vegas needs to collect.
I think they collected enough off of everybody this weekend.
Vegas getting one more.
I think because everybody thinks it's going to be close, it's not going to be close. Yeah. So
I agree.
That's my prediction. So
I agree.
The reason, not the main reason, but one of the reasons there's been a lot of crazy games this week. So if Patriots could beat the Bills, and why can't Jacksonville beat the Chiefs?
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
2-5 coming soon.
Yes, sir. That's going to be our Week 5 NFL recap. Next week, we're going to go We're gonna do a little bit different show now that we are a quarter of the way in. We're gonna do. I think next week we should do our top 5 like quarterbacks, positional players. Now that we've got a good feel, we got through about a quarter of the season, and we're heading into bye weeks. We'll do a quick recap, and then we'll do some of that. Have fun with it. But until then, y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
Follow the pod.
Another week.
Appreciate y'all.
At ILY Say It Back Pod. Follow the boys.
Pre_sing13.
John Anthony XIX.
Y'all know I'm at Vic T Radio. Y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Go Chiefs on Sunday night or Monday Night Football.
We out.
Shit tables got to
See
turn
ya.
soon.
Well, are we going out to drink or
Turns
what?
have tabled.
The turns have tabled.